Abundance, my people, supreme, supreme. It's not going to be a long video, you know. Um, I just wanted to speak to World News Report. You know, James Coughlin over World News Report. I got a message regarding a live that you were, you know, that you were in, that you were doing regarding, you know, regarding me, and I totally understand and understand, you know, how you may feel regarding the truth, but you cannot confuse truth with hate because there is no hate in my speech, you know. So gratitude, abundance, Riz, abundance, abundance, abundance. Woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. I see you. So this was just going to be Yo T. Hey T. This is going to be just a quick live because you know my people. World News Report. From for the people that don't know, the channel, the YouTube channel, World News Report, um, is campaigning to get my YouTube channel shut down after I made that video. Feeding time is almost here, because it was so much truth in that video. Those that see beyond the curtain that was placed in front of you, those that understand that there are more to meets the eye, like they say in Transformers. And once you understand and overstand that we're not the most intelligent species on the planet. First of all, let me just make this very clear. So-called black people on this planet, we are the intelligent species throughout the cosmos. Those are our brothers and sisters that are moving throughout our solar system and in our planet right now. And it's nothing that they can do about it. We built the pyramids. We built the pyramids in Egypt. We built the pyramids in the bottom of the, what they call the Devil's Triangle. We built the pyramids over in Antarctica. And we built pyramids all over this planet, all in America and all through Africa. We built these pyramids. So point blank and simple. And these pyramids were energy. These were energetic towers that pull energy from our cosmos. So we have free energy on the planet, my people. So, and also we surf and navigated this planet by teleporting. We didn't have airplanes and helicopters. That's primitive stuff. That stuff was not us. And a lot of people are coming to the understanding at this particular time that is watching my videos that, you know, so-called black people are not what they told us who we are. And we didn't evolve from monkeys. We are not from Earth. However, Earth is one of our homes. This is one of our realms that we have come to, and Earth is a school. Not only that, that there was a group of extraterrestrials or aliens, whichever you want to call them, that's on the planet that genetically modified and put a group of species together on the planet. And they convinced this group of species that they're a god, and inadvertently, these group of species, after all the abuse that was taken with us, they convinced us that there is a God out there, and the God, their only God, is the one that created them. Other than that, we are source. Source lives within because we are source. We all are a part of a small microcosm of the universe. And the so-called black woman is the highest representation of that on this planet. And that's biologically. I'm not speaking intellectually right now, and I understand that all so-called black women are not on the same page, and all so-called black men are not what you would call angelic, benevolent soul beings right now. I totally understand that. But when we talk about a biological scientific fact, the so-called black woman is the number one source to life throughout the entire cosmos, point blank and simple. So James Coughlin, I just was, you know, I went through, I listened to your video. I listened to a couple of the things that you were stating on there, and I left you a message, and I asked you that, you know, I asked if you would like to go live regarding you saying that I have hate speech. And the one thing that you stated in the video that is real confusing to me, though, is that you said that you had a source that confirmed what I was stating in the video, but my video is hate speech. See, what you know, understand is, and I do, this is why I say it's so important for everyone to learn anatomy. And this is why I do empathize for a lot of you, because when you start to study anatomy, you start to understand why this entity designed these people the way that they did, to keep them in a state of confusion. If you keep your genetics, if your genetics is in a state of confusion, you're naturally going to act in a state of confusion. This is why Jurassic World, I keep telling people, was so important. If you watch the movie, when they made Jurassic World, when they created that splice T-Rex and that Velociraptor together in the beginning of that movie, even when they were trying to get investors to invest in the island so they can make it bigger for people, so they can make more money. Even one of the investors asked the lady, when she explained to them that they made a super or hybrid animal, they said, he asked them, he said, well, how did you get the T-Rex and the Velociraptor to actually mate with one another when these two species cannot naturally reproduce with one another? And that's when she stated gene splicing. We put it together. So you have a group of intelligent species that was on the planet that understand how to manipulate genes. And what happened was they manipulated genes, monkeys, zebrafish, fruit flies, worms, mouse, chicken. They manipulated these genes and used electric fusion to merge these genes together to make what we have, the living organism today. This is not hate speech. This is all through your genetics books and your biologists, and anyone that study botany or a paleontologist will tell you this. This is no hatred. This is facts. Even Zecharia Sitchin spoke about this, because Zecharia Sitchin said it's no explanation. There is no biological scientific explanation on how the yellow skinned people got here, and y'all will consider yourselves white, but let's just say white, whatever the case may be. It's no biological evidence, or there's no biological evidence uh, uh, or historic fact on how that you all came into existence, because no two different species can naturally reproduce with one another. So again, you can call that hate, but I understand. That's why I tell people, once you learn anatomy, I understand, James Coughlin, that, and this is no disrespect, and you can get mad at me all you want, I understand that your brain can only develop to a certain point. So this is why it's hard for you to look at past situation, past what you are already programmed to look at. So therefore, it's hard for you to really look at history for real and ask yourself, how did I come into existence on a planet that's not conducive to my genetic makeup? Now you do the world, you speak about the Schumann resonance, you speak about the CMEs that are coming off the sun, you speak about the sunspots on the sun consistently, and you have spoken to other people that have clearly stated that how the sun is affecting them biologically. But yet, when I speak about this, it's hate speech, or I have something, or I'm a sociopath. So let me just go over some things here with you, because I was just reading about this right here. And one of the things that I noticed in your video, as much as you said that I was right, you still was trying to consider me as being hatred, or I have hatred for other races of people. Not one video of races of people can say that I ever said that I wanted anything physically to happen to any other race on the planet. I never said black people go out and get guns, black people get out and get ready to enslave white people, Asian people. I never told black people. In fact, even my own people get mad at me because I say slavery was a choice. I say it all the time. It was a choice. So even my own people get mad at me or feel some type of way that I state that. But for you to sit there and try to use and tell me that I got hate speech, hold on for 1 second. Let me get this off my phone. All right, I had to get that off my phone. So for you to sit there and say that I'm using hate speech, which is completely, it doesn't even make any sense. But I go with that. I understand that the brain, that it's hard for you to comprehend reality, because everything that you have today is a direct result of genocide, physical genocide and psychological genocide. So because I asked you, James Coughlin, if you look in your history, it would clearly tell you that this is history that has been written. It's well documented that who found who in what cave. That's all. We wasn't, black people was never, so-called black people were never in a cave. So who found who in one cave, if you want to go back that far? And then you go up even further, if you want to go a little shorter in time, then all you got to do is look at so-called the Moors that went into Spain after the Dark Ages and tried to do as much as they could to help you people. So if you even go into that part right there, you will still see that my people were still intellectually and more advanced than your species, and we were always trying to help your species out. And in the process of helping you out, we kept falling as a species. We became more dense. So now that the sun, the ozone layer is being removed, the sun is emitting a new type of energy that hasn't been here for quite some time. UVC radiation is on the ground and it's bonding with the molecules, atom molecules that are in our cells. And that is ultimately changing us. UVC radiation is a detoxifier, a germ killer, a mutating wavelength. And I stay on my videos, what are we mutating into? You feel some type of way and think that it's hate speech or racist when it's not. When you look back, but when you look at 1619 to 1719, this is a fact. From 1619 to 1719, 274,000 black women and men and children were murdered per day. That's 275. That's 274,000, and the number was higher than that, to be honest with you. So that was from Sunday to Sunday. That's 1.9 million a week. So just understand something, because you're not paying attention to how you got here in the first place, or how you even got in the position you are today to sit down inside what you call a house, to sit down in comfort and your comfort, where you got air, you got central air, you got heat, you got a bed that you can lay on, this, that, and you got a car that you can drive, you got a paved street that you can go down, you can go get your food from the supermarket. But all of this world was created off of genocide of the so-called black woman and her destruction of her children. Everything that you have today, your economic system was created off of outright genocide and abuse. So everything that you have today, even your electronics, come from our anatomy, your camera, our eyes, your satellite, our fucking hair. You understand? Everything that you have, your radio comes from air, your everything that you have today comes from our genetic makeup, your vehicle, your car, everything that you have is not something that I'm sitting here making up. Now, because you don't hear other brothers and sisters speaking so in depth about what the difference is between us and you, and the fact that something created you that's directly linked to the royal family and that moon, and now it's at an end. And because you don't hear other brothers and sisters speaking that being that adamant about it, doesn't mean it's not taking place. Because see, what I'm stating, all of you are feeling at this time, because see, your bullets are not going to work. As I told y'all that before, your bullets, your prayer, your crying, your loud screams, none of that stuff is going to work, because you forgot about the screaming and the yelling and the crying that women and children did. So just for you to leave us alone, and we did absolutely nothing to you or your species or your bloodline in order to receive that type of genocidal punishment. Now, and I know today, all races today are going to say, well, Kalal, we didn't enslave black people. I totally understand that. And that's why I told you, slavery was a choice. I know you didn't enslave us, but I will tell you right now, it's not a species that's living on this planet that's not living off of genocidal, physical genocide abuse. And now we're living off of psychological genocide abuse. So the one thing that y'all are doing is manipulating us with the word love. And love is, y'all mixing love with no truth. See, truth should come before love, because if you true to me, now I'll become to love you. Because if you look in nature, every animal in nature that is natural to the planet stays with its species. It doesn't hate another species. It actually stays with its species. And how the cosmos has created it is that if every species maintain its species, inadvertently, they not only will they take care of themselves and they will flourish as a species, but inadvertently they will naturally help one other species or a multitude of other species on the planet. So if you look around at nature, nature is consistently taking care of themselves and taking care of each other, regardless if they want to or not. This is what they are naturally doing by taking care of themselves. So you can call me racist and you can call me hatred and you can try to get my channel taken down, but YouTube is following universal law. This is why they have to go back 3 and 4 years in my videos and hear me using profanity and say, okay, I got to take this video down and block you for a little bit because you use too much profanity into this video. Because now it's nothing that they can do. I mean, well, they can because it's their platform, but as long as they're following universal law, they got to let my videos circulate, or they can just shadow ban them the best way that they can, because I'm not talking any hate towards y'all. I don't want nothing to happen to y'all, but I will tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, you have to not want nothing happen to your children. See, those that have forgotten their past are deemed to repeat it. And you have forgotten your past. You forgot about all the crop circles that have been left and they still being left. And no one has debunked that. You forgot about the 1977 message that was left, that was broken into your broadcast system in Europe. And y'all all ignored that message in 1977 when clearly in that message he told you that you'll be coming up to a new age, the new age of Aquarius. NASA mentioned a new age of Aquarius. They call it the TRAPPIST system. And you mentioned it. I heard you mention it on your video as well. The TRAPPIST system, the new age of Aquarius. So this message was in 1977, spoke about this. And then the message, it clearly stated, he said, be still now, for your chance may not come again. It wasn't me. I didn't make that message. My brother made that message off the orders of our mother, the mother universe. It said, be still now, or your chance may not come again. All your weapons of destruction must be put aside. No more. The time for conflict has now passed, and the race of which you are a part must proceed to its higher stages. If you show yourself worthy to do so, he says you have nothing. You have nothing but a short time to learn to live together in peace and harmony. And then further on in that message, he spoke to another group of species that's on the planet, and y'all all ignored it. He said, to our dear friends, we too have watched you grown over the years. You know now that we are here, as you have watched our lights in the skies as well. There are more beings on and around your planet than your scientists admits. Who owns scientists on this planet? Can it be David Rockefeller, Jacob Rothschild, Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford? Can it be those type of family members? Can it be those that have that created an economic system that has it pushed inside of that small brain of yours that you can only live underneath their economic system, and you can't break away from that and build a bond with your brother and actually build your own house and create a plumbing system? Now, the reason why it's hard for y'all to do that and see that y'all can actually live together and thrive together as a species, because y'all naturally can't live together with one another. This is a scientific and a biological fact, because of the animal that you have been genetically spliced with. You've been genetically spliced with a naturally violent animal. And then all the other DNA sequences that have been placed inside of you are all female. So let me give you an example. You have the male monkey genetic that you have been spliced with, and all the other animals, a majority, 75% of them or 80% of them, are all females that you have been genetically spliced with: fruit fly, worm, muskrat, chicken. And this is why it's so easy for y'all to convert into what you would call the other sex, or perform the other, doing homosexuality shit. It is what it is. There's no hatred. So it's just being realistic. This is a biological, scientific fact. So at any point in time, I would ask YouTube, they can shut the video down, and I ask you, James Coughlin, I would like for you to go live with me so that you can tell me or point out the hate that I have for your species and not me telling the truth. So let me go over here. Let me read something real fast, right? It says, those with antisocial personality disorders tend to break laws impulsively, and lack regards for their own safety or the safety of others. Now, hear that again. Those with antisocial personality disorder tend to lie, break laws, act impulsively, and lack regards for their own safety or the safety of others. Now, doesn't that sound like you? Because y'all act, you lie about everything that's stated that comes out of your mouth regards to, and this is your media or even you, because you can ask a lot of people that's in America right now, what country are you from? And a lot of white people, or so-called white people, would say they're from America. That's a lie. It's a lie. You're not from here. Your forefathers slaughtered and murdered the people that were already here. That's just a lie. I'm not making this up. So when I'm sitting here I'm reading the stuff that you all are writing and putting down. So it's not like I'm saying, why wouldn't God touch you? So anyway, I'll get to that. I will answer that question. But this is the thing that I sit there and I'm like, if I'm reading from your source, if I'm telling you that ionized particles, what your scientists are writing down and putting on the internet, is breaking down your cellular structure, then why am I racist or hatred behind that? Because I'm not telling the sun physically to release ionized particles. I am advising my big brother in the sky to do your job. Do your righteous work. That's what I am. And that's spiritually. Do your righteous work. And I am speaking in a language that people can understand. The sun is speaking at a frequency. I'm speaking a vernacular frequency that the sun is speaking at nothing but frequency. So some people, and it's some people that can understand other languages that are speaking sun frequency. So again, if you can't, if it's hard for you to grasp or catch on to what's taking place on the planet, and you're upset or what's taking place on the planet, then that's on you. That's on you. So now let me go over here. Again, antisocial behaviorness, deceitfulness, hostility, irresponsibility, manipulativeness, risk-taking behaviors, aggression, impulsivity, irritability, or a lack of restraint. Whoa, whoa. That sounds like a group of people during slavery. Don't it sound like a group of people during slavery? Let's go over that again. Antisocial behaviors. Anyone can look this up because it's right there. That's why I say it's also important to study psychology. Psychologists study neurology, and because they understand that the brain controls all of your physical function, so they study the brain. This is how they. This is it's nothing. They not fucking special people. They studying you. So when they studying you and they can create and they figure out ways to get you to react the way that they want you to react. That's all it is. So here you go. Antisocial behavior. Deceitfulness. How many times we have been deceitful? How many times these people have been deceitful towards us? Hostility, anger, aggression. Put your hands up, freeze, sit down. You're breaking the law. You know what I mean? Abusing us in every form or facet. Irresponsibility. Yeah, how many of them are irresponsible? They even irresponsible for their own future with their own children. Manipulativeness. Whoa, manipulating. And that's what he did on his video, gaslighting, talking about, oh, Khalid, we got to get this channel shut down. Now in his video, he want to get my channel shut down and then say how much truth that like somebody, whoever he talked to on the low, confirmed what I was stating about other life forms being on the planet that have a heart like the flower of life, but have the killing skills of what you call predator, and they're going to eat people. Trust me when I tell you, they're going to eat people. And he probably got mad because I said, you know what I mean, give me a double European with cheese. It is what it is. But it's a wrap, though. It is a wrap. Trust me when I tell you, it's a wrap. So you let yourself down this path. Okay, here we go. Irresponsibility, manipulativeness, risk-taking behaviors, aggression, impulsivity, irritability, or a lack of restraint. They have no restraint on what they do on this planet, no whatsoever. They just continue to keep going and going. Like right now, James Coughlin, let me ask you a question. Who is pushing these laws to teach our children that boys can be girls and girls to be boys? Who is doing that? See, you got to ask yourself these questions. Who is doing that? Stop playing. You turn a deaf ear and a blind eye because you are exhibiting what you call Stockholm syndrome. You are separating yourself from your species. You understand? You are separating yourself from your bloodline that is literally the ones. Hillary Clinton don't look like me. Bill Clinton don't look like me. Most of them people that are making laws in Congress and the Senate, they don't look like me. So what? They sprinkle a little pepper in there on the pepper. So what? They got a Supreme Court judge that is black as all day. Let me explain something to you, James Coughlin. When you look at that Supreme Court judge, the black guy that they all got over the news now, talking about how he live in luxury off, white folks. He's married to a white woman. He don't even believe he's black. You see what I'm saying to you? This is how far the destruction has come with our people by the hands of your people. He doesn't even believe he's black. He really believes that because there are let's just take Philadelphia, 400 to 500 homicides last year. He really believed that it's black on black crime. He can't possibly fathom that there is a group of species that did so much murdering and killing and had feasts and festivities over top of dead babies and dead women and ate some of them too. He can't even begin to believe that. He can't believe that majority of the former presidents of the United States, majority of, and let me tell you when I say majority of them, 99.9% of them are descendants of slave owners. He can't believe that. He believed that these people are literally trying to do a good job for all people on the planet when the world is not designed. This world is not designed for black people to achieve anything other than suffering. That's it. And as long as we subscribe to your world, we always going to suffer individually and collectively while you all live comfortably. Now we can make up all the stories we want when it comes to Maui, Paradise Island, that Hawaii. We can make up all the stories that we want. But I tell my brothers and sisters, let's think of something. I don't want nothing to happen to nobody. But understand and overstand, they won't live comfortable on the planet no more. There will be no more comfortability at all. It's no hatred. No one is going to be comfortable with living a lie, and no one is going to be comfortable with enforcing a lie. See what I'm saying to you? No one is going to do that. We're going to have an honorable life or an honorable death. Point blank and simple. That's just it is what it is. So, and then he called me a sociopath. So let me look up sociopath. Let me look up some sociopathic shit. Let me look up some sociopathic shit. You know what I mean? Hold on. Okay, here we go right here. Here's the sociopath. How you now remember, James, you said that you talked to someone on the low that told you that I was that what I stated as far as feeding time, that video, that it was true. So here we go. For example, a sociopath could accuse a victim of stealing when it is the sociopath themselves that's stealing. Gaslighting is a common practice of abusers who attempt to convince their victim that they are defective for any reason, such as making the victim more emotional, more needy, or dependent. That sound like what you just did on the video, because it's not like it ain't everything that I stated on the video wasn't true. And you look at the video in Peru, right? You look at these people. What did they tell you? They were 7 feet tall. Some of them might be a little taller. They wore reflective armor. But I told you can't. The bullets is not going to work. Their eyes was yellow. Now I want to ask you a question. Go pull up the Predator movie. That's all I ask you to do. You ain't got to watch the whole movie. Go watch the Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's all. The first one. When Predator was on the tree and he was camouflaged, right? And what color did his fucking eyes turn? Where do you think they get this from? That's all I'm asking you, James Coughlin. Where do you think they get this from? First of all, if you don't have a biological identification to the planet, you couldn't keep yourself hygienically clean. You didn't know anything. You could barely speak any language at all whatsoever. English is the weakest and the lowest vibrational language there has been created. It's actually a satanic language. So if you could not do any of that, how in the hell are you now making movies that show sophisticated technology that's beyond this world? How do you know how spacecrafts and other life forms are moving around if your creator is not the one that have seen this and putting it out himself? How do you know this? Y'all must understand what's going on, but you don't want to. And I understand that. You think I don't I don't empathize with you people to the point Whereas though that I'm going to sacrifice my life for yours, no, that's not happening. That those days is over. But I understand why my brothers and sisters have consistently dropped crop circles for y'all and have been leaving messages for y'all. I understand that. They show a lot of empathy for you, more empathy than the people that actually created you. Because all your military personnel that come out that had secret clearances to certain parts, underground facilities, will tell you that the aliens in underground and the ones that you think didn't create you, they don't like y'all. And it's a reason why they don't like y'all. They have no respect for y'all. They like, no, they do. They look at us with anger. Like, because they know you were a created species to do a bidding. You were the one that was designed and used to be on the forefront while they sit back in the shadows. And you believed in a clock and a calendar. You believe that you need an economic system in order for your people to thrive. But your people, your economic system is the destruction of the planet and the organic species on this planet, which is your fate. This is your fate. Let me read another joint regarding here you go. Signs of a sociopath. Lack of empathy for others. Let's just start with that. Signs of a sociopath. James Coughlin, you can look this up too. You can pull it up for yourself. Signs of a sociopath. First thing it says, lack of empathy for others. Impulsive behavior. Yeah. So lack of empathy for others. When you can't tell me, James Coughlin, that the education system benefits so-called black people and it's good for us. There is no race of people on the planet can sit there and tell us that. When an education system is a lie, it doesn't even benefit y'all. The only reason why y'all, it seems like it benefits you because it benefits y'all more than it do us. But it don't benefit us. The only thing that y'all benefit off the education system is your medical facilities and your legal system to keep us in this paradoxical as this rotation that's continuously that's going on. That's it. So now you go look at this impulsive behavior. You don't have impulsive behavior? Huh? You don't look at it and see that you have impulsive behavior, that you just react and not think? Black people are full of diseases. Don't remember your forefathers said that. We are full of diseases and we need to be experimented on. How many white biologists, Russian, whatever you want to call them, went into Africa and injected so-called black women with all kinds of viruses and diseases, even animal semen, to try to fertilize the egg inside so-called black women to see if they can have a hybrid monkey. How many of you done that? How do you separate yourself from the people that looks and share your genetic makeup? How do you do that? See, this is what the sun and the cosmos is no longer doing. And this was what nature, see, this is what the entity on the problem, this is why he was so angry. And this is why he stayed on so-called black people's neck. He kept their foot on our neck because he could not manipulate nature to reproduce with one another. You couldn't do it. You had to literally break nature all the way down. And even those animals that you have broken down to docile state still won't reproduce with an animal that's not of its own genetics. See? He couldn't get nature to do that. So if he could have got nature to do that, then he would have been able to pull off a lot of the shit that he was trying to do a lot sooner, but he couldn't do it. And this is why nature is going to be our greatest, what you would call conviction. Nature is going to be your greatest conviction because they're going to point out shit in nature and say, well, how did they get along with one another? And why are these animals here getting along with one another, but they're not infringing their ways on each other? That's the first thing they're going to say. Okay, here you go. Attempting to control others with threats or aggression. Wow. Isn't that something your species constantly do to our species? We can't even have our babies. We can't even deliver our own babies in our houses without y'all coming in and trying to be aggressive and talk about we're unfit parents. How are we unfit parents because we don't want you around our children? Who deemed you sane? That's the question. What psychologist deemed you sane that you are now able to medically evaluate my children as well as teach and psychologically evaluate our children? What psychiatrist deemed you sane? Is it the same psychiatrist that told you that believed that God told you that you were created to abuse us because we did some wrong shit to God? We ain't do nothing wrong to you, but we did some wrong shit to him. That don't make any sense. Now let's see if you can pull that shit off in court. Let's see if your neighbor, and your let's say your brother's neighbor, them two got into an altercation, and your brother called you on the phone, and then you went down there and you shot the neighbor and killed the neighbor. You're going to be responsible for that shit. You had nothing to do between them two getting into an altercation. They were two grown-ass men minding their damn business. And so what? He told you the story. But that had nothing to do with you interfering in that damn altercation at all. So because God created you, and you believe that God created you, or somebody told you this shit, and we had a problem with God, now you had to come down there and do God's bidding? That don't make any sense to me. You had to come down here and do God's bidding. God couldn't handle us himself. He had to create you to abuse us. Come on, man. Stop it. Using intelligence, charm, or charisma to manipulate others. Hold on. That fits the video you just made. Using intelligence, charm to manipulate others. Or charisma, excuse me. Using intelligence, charm, or charisma to manipulate others. That sounds just like you. That sounds just like the video you just made. You use your intelligence, understanding what's happening with the sun, the planetary K index, the intensity of the UV. You use charm by saying, hey people, we're all good people, we're loved, you know what I'm saying? You use your charisma, you know what I mean? You try to come off soft, you know what I mean? Like you really don't want to cause no harm. And then you manipulated others so they can go on my channel and report me to YouTube and saying that I'm using violence and hate speech. When I can't, I'm asking people to point out where I'm using violence and hate speech at in my videos. Where? Because we can biosynthesize the sun. It's nothing wrong with that. We got to accept who we are as individuals and collectively. So I'm just confused. Where did I go? Where did I come in at? Where did I preach any hate? Where did I do it? In fact, y'all hate yourselves because you can't accept the animal genetics that are inside of your genes. So you try to merge us all together. Black people don't have any animal DNA. Antigens and DNA are two different things. So look it up. Look up the difference between an antigen and look up the difference between DNA. Antigen sits on outside of our cells. It doesn't go inside of our cells. It cannot penetrate our cells. So the antigens come from the raping, the mixing of the blood, the shots that we had to get before school all the time, and it's been passing down from generation to generation. The constant abuse. Those are the antigens that are attached to our blood, but they're not inside of our DNA. It doesn't change our genetic structure. See what I'm saying? Your DNA is based on your phenotype, how you look, and how you act. Your psychological state is directly connected to your genealogy. So you must understand this and not sit here and try to use reverse psychology or try to manipulate or use charisma or your intelligence of what's happening with the sun to try to use reverse psychology and say that I'm using hate speech. Simple as that. I'm still asking you to go live because it will be curious for us to literally go live with one another because I want to see if you can literally prove that I'm hate or you hate yourself. One or the other. I want to see that. Okay, here we go. Not learning from mistakes or punishment. Here, I'm just going down the signs of a sociopath. And I'm just going down the line, not learning from mistakes or punishments. So here we go. The last Dark Ages lasted for 500 years. What were you doing before the Dark Ages came upon you? What happened before you all were forced in famine and that y'all was literally cannibalistic people? What happened? What was going on that forced y'all into a 500-year period of what you call Dark Ages? Ask yourself. You'll see it's coming around and a lot faster this time, and it's going to be a lot longer and a lot more worse, just so that you know. Lying for personal gain. So you literally lie to generate your followers so that way that they can come on that they can report me to YouTube to try to get my channel shut down. When YouTube, listen, YouTube, you and I both know, YouTube, I am telling the truth. No matter how your creators may make how your creators feel, and they get you to act out sometime by going in my history and my accounts and want to block me for a period of time. You and I both know that I'm telling the truth. I don't have no hatred for y'all. You can continue to look at me as hate, you know what I mean? But that's fine. But YouTube, I know what's up. The gig is up. I don't see y'all. I see past the curtain. I see all the people that are in these rural mountains and underneath these underground facilities that are literally snatching up children for their dopamine hit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm literally, this is what I see. The people that are on the surface of the planet, like your Gina Marie's, and I like Mr. MB33. But those that's on the surface of the planet, they just want to live. It just so happened the way they're living is living off of genocide. And they can't live like that. You can't live like that. That has to come to an end. It's no way in the world. You got to ask yourself a question here. It's no way in the world that if I was first, and this is in your historic facts here. It's all in your literature. If I was first here before you and I taught you so-called everything you know, but we didn't, just so my brothers and sisters know this, we didn't teach them everything they know. This so that you understand that. Just so that you know this, that's a lie. They were being taught by something else that looks like them in the suit, but wasn't them. So if we taught you everything that you know, how in the hell are you literally charging me for water, fruits and vegetables? You're charging me to eat on the planet. You're charging me to live on my own planet. And then you can say, well, everybody is doing that. We're not everybody. If y'all want to run that system on y'all, then y'all do it to y'all. But that shit ain't got nothing to do with us. And that's just being realistic. So you ignore it. So it's okay. What goes around comes around. So now we go right here. Showing a tendency to physical violence in fights. Showing a tendency to physical violence in fights. When you look at the signs of a sociopath, that's the signs of a genetic modified species that doesn't have a sense of direction, that's easily manipulated. When you look at all the wars that are on the planet, when you look at all the countries that America had put their foot in, to touch their foot down and left nothing but death and destruction behind. How could you separate yourself from your military that went into Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq? How could you separate yourself from that? I'm confused. How much information have to come out about them going in Iraq? Even Colin Powell said it was falsified information for the reason why they went into Iraq and killed Saddam Hussein. I mean, James Coughlin, you have at least two neurons that are communicating with one another. I have watched several of your videos, and you do some reading. Most people that read make good decisions. But however, what you are reading, it limits you from the truth. And because it limits you from the truth, when you hear me, it actually sounds like hate. When all you have to do is look at your own anatomy. And then look at your own species activity over the last 2023 years. That's it. Simple as that. So what else is on here that I wanted to read? Sociopath. Nope. already did that. Antisocial, I already read that. There's nothing else up here. So I will say, James Coughlin, you know what World News Report. Before you sit there, let me. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna do my people one favor because some people, just in case, Kalai is a 15th degree Mason. Oh, okay, not a problem. That's what I am then. Let me see. Let me see. I'm a 15 degree Mason. And guess what? If I'm a 15 degree Mason, guess what your mother is? Who spawned you out of her womb and gave you a birthday to calendar and allowed you to allowed you to endure absorb a world that sets you up for failure. If I'm a 15 degree Mason, what your mother is? What's the one that pushed you out of her JJ? That one right there. Agent. What is she? You know what I'm saying? So I understand that your 33 degree Masons have to do with the 33 vertebrae up your spine. See, at the top of your 33 vertebrae, you have the stem part of your brain. You have your hippocampus, and you have what you call your cerebellum. Your cerebellum sits right here, and that's considered a miniature brain. So what happens is when you get electrical impulses that goes up your spine, it hits your cerebellum. It also sends electrical signals through what you call your somatic sensory cortex and your sensory cortex. This is where the two soft spots of the baby when the baby is born, and that energy gets sent down into the subcortical parts of your brain. And guess where it goes to? It goes to your pituitary gland, your thalamus, your limbic system. So most importantly, a lot of times what happens is once that signal gets up to the 33 vertebrae and hit your hippocampus is pulling information from your limbic system to learn how to deal with the situation that you are currently in. And also it's also sending electrical signals to your pituitary gland so it can release what you call cortisol to put you in either flight, fight, or freeze. So again, I understand how the development of the brain work and how electrical impulses work. So a lot of you don't understand that, and a lot of you come on my page now because y'all see, you know what, the one thing that y'all fear the most is black people actually coming together and using their own mind. See, when you come to my channel, I'm not the channel that's a teacher. I'm a channel that's a reminder. That's why I keep saying this. I want to be known as one of many great reminders that are on the planet. I'm not the only one here. There are many great reminders that are here on this planet. A lot of us. It's just a question of we listening to them or not. Are we willing to take heed or not? Simple as that. So no one needs to be taught. We just need to be reminded of what's going on. And this is what the planet is doing right now. It's going to be a sharp reminder of who the fuck we are. Eukaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell. What the sun is doing right now is separating us, and also at the same token giving us a reminder of who we are via the sun, via skin cancer, Merkel cell cancer, ovarian cancer. People are having heart attacks, people are having strokes, people are having mental disorders right now. It's giving you a reminder because what happened was you yourself couldn't take heed as a responsible adult, aka adult, a grown, mature person to say, hey, listen, this is wrong on what we are forcing other people to do through our fake laws, through first of all, the food industrial system, because we literally manipulated these people by keeping their brain in a docile state. Hold on for 1 second. I got to pull up that video. Yeah. By keeping their brain in a docile state. So while we keep their brain in a docile state, we can get over on these people, and that's not fair. So I'm not trying to hear none of that stuff, to be honest with you. Hold on, let me see something. Oh, no, that's not it. Hold on. Because I want to play partial of that video. And he said that was the most scariest video he ever heard of his life. You haven't seen nothing yet. The reason why the video was so fearful is because there's so much truth in the video. I don't have no personal gain. I want to live with the earth. You see, I work 16 hours. I'm at work right now. I've been at work for 16 hours. I don't get off work till tomorrow morning at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm grinding. It's okay. You know what I really want to do? I really want to be outside all day, you know what I'm saying, every day talking this and enlightening my people. But guess what? I got to earn a living on a planet that I provide that provides everything for me. A planet that my mother created, and I am the child of the throne. But yet you overthrew my throne, abusing my mother psychologically, and now she hate her sons. You understand, for whatever reason it may be. SUN, not a SON. She hates her sons, and she even so shows self hatred to herself by the things that she chooses to indulge in. Especially now that we're spawning your children. So hold on, let me pull this video up. Let me pull this video up because I want to play partial of the video. I want to play partial of the video. So somebody had to call him. Somebody called him on the video. Somebody called him and told him about the video that I did. So when somebody told him about the video that I did, he actually pulled my picture up on the screen and started, talking about the video, which is cool. And I don't knock him for it. You know what I mean? I don't knock him for what he did. But again, like I told him, like I would love to go live with you. I would love for you to, provide any type of the hate that I have in my heart, or even that I'm a sociopath or I'm a psychopath for that matter. I need you to show me that. You know what I mean? I need you to prove that. And one thing about me, I don't have pride. I have ego. Every natural living organism on the planet has an ego. If you look at nature has an ego, but they don't have pride because they all willing to learn. So I'm willing to learn and I want to be better. So again, I would love for us to go live so that way that you can provide some facts of my mental disorders, as far as being a sociopath or a psychopath, and more importantly, even the people that watch my videos, because he said everybody that's in the comments agrees with everybody in the comments agrees with what I was saying. So hold on, my people. My eye was itching. My bad. My eye was itching. Let me put my specs back on. My eye was itching. So let me play a little bit of this video. I'm waiting for it to come up. It's coming up, but I'm waiting for him to start talking.
Got it, Joe. Got it. All right, sorry guys. Listen, Jerome, you can hang on for a second. Listen, guys, this guy is pushing for taking all you people out, and YouTube is pushing this. They're pushing.
Pause. So now he said, I'm pushing to take all people out. Now, didn't I just tell y'all what was the 5 characteristics or 6 characteristics of a sociopath? Hold on for 1 second, people. My eyes bothering me. I just told y'all this happened. I was up all day. Hold on. I just told y'all the 6 characteristics of a sociopath, right? That will lie and use manipulation. And the manipulation was that, that I'm pushing to take all white people off the planet. Wait a minute here. Hold the French toast door. And listen, let me just say this to you. White children, I want y'all to understand this. If you are considered, according to Western ideology, if you are considered a white child, right, and you are 15 years or younger, let me explain something to you. Your elders have led you down a dark path, and they have no way of getting out of this path, and they're going to try to use you. What I mean by use you, they're going to try to feed off of you, because you don't know about the last dark ages. They don't talk about dark ages in school. I can tell you that right now. They do not speak about dark ages in your school and your colleges and your university. They do not talk about that in there. So I'm telling you right now, children, white children, other races of children that are 15 years or younger, if I was you, I would pay attention to the people that are around you, because they are going to be a threat to you. Just understand that. So let me put my glasses back on so I can finish hooking this up. So first and foremost, he lied right out the door and said that, this guy is talking about taking you people out. Now, YouTube or anybody cannot find one video on my platform that I said that we should go eradicate eradicate any other races of people. I tell my people to go outside and high five the sun and fucking intellectually sharpen their brain and rewire their brain with a process called neural plasticity. That's exactly what I tell my brothers and sisters to do. And that defend yourself by any means necessary. Don't let nobody harm you. But the first place way we should be defending ourselves is psychologically. And if we can defend ourselves psychologically, we don't have to worry about the dead bothering us. So that's the first thing that jumps out right then and there. Yo, guys, he's talking about taking you people out. Really? I didn't get that. So anyway, turn. Hit that. Hold on. Yeah, hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. Come on. Hit that like button. Come on, hit that like button. That's all I appreciate you. Hit that like button.
So you got 20,000 views over 20 hours here. And y'all need to go to this channel. Y'all need to go to this channel, hit these three buttons and report this. Because he's got 60,000 people strong that are 100% in agreement with this hate speech. And again, YouTube's not going to do anything about it. Anything about it. If enough of y'all speak up, maybe. But you know what he's talking about feeding time is almost here? They have a plan for you guys. And I know because they've contacted me and told me their little plan. But y'all...
Pause. You heard what he said? He said he agreed with me. He said they have a plan for you guys. Like he's once again, Stockholm syndrome. You separating yourself from your own species. They have a plan for you guys. Like he's separated from them. Like his ass gonna go to another planet while they fucking while his people are being dealt with. They have a plan for you guys, and I know about it. I know about it, but they have a plan for you guys. Here is the plan, so that way you will all know. It's not a plan, it's a reality. Just so that you know. All other races had an opportunity to harmonize on the planet together. Because you did not, and so-called black people have been under so much tyranny and abuse from you all are going to be forced to live together with very little vegetation. Now, does that make sense to you or not? Because if you look around the planet, look at your crops and look at your wheat fields and your corn fields, look at everything that you get. Look at all of it. It's being shut down by weather, what you would call climate change. Either it's being flooded out or it's too cold for your crops to grow. So just look around in all of your countries. The food is being shut down. Not only is being shut down by nature, the natural order of life, but your own government, your own people, your own creators that are underground is shutting down the vegetation as well. Why? Because they know that you had an expiration date. They know you're going to be you're more now in the way than you're needed. Your time of need is over. So you agree with me in one breath, and then you say, well, I'm speaking hate speech in the next. So let me keep on moving. Let me keep on moving with this.
I need to find out what's going on here. Please. Go listen to this video. If you find it offensive and if you don't want to be in South Africa here in 9 months, you best report this channel. Feeding time is almost here. Listen to what he has to say.
Okay, let's revert this. So he said, if you don't want to be in South Africa in 9 months, you know something going down, huh? Okay, let's start with this. How did you get in South Africa in the first place? So let me just make this very clear. When you go into South Africa, right, this is being honest. The people that were living along the beach, where the beautiful beaches were at, oh my gosh, amazing beaches, right? People that were living along that were pushed in from the beach, just like they did black people here in America, pushed us away. We live in a forest. We literally was pushed in the forest, and the people that took over live on the coastline. So now if you go and look in South Africa, do you not know it's black people in South Africa literally have to walk around with a piece of paper when they moving from town to town to go in there, because you can't go in there unless you're actually working for that. And then you have so-called white people living in these condominiums and these nice ass houses, indoor pool, outdoor pool, whatever the case may be. And they living so comfortable along the coastline with all the beaches and their resorts and hotels all along the coastline. And people are going to say, well, Kalab, black people agreed to it. Yeah, I understand. Those are slaves. Listen, those are slaves. Even during slavery, you had black people agree with the slave because we did anything. We did anything except for stand up for our species. We will accept anything from another species. You know what I mean? What did Harriet Tubman say? Harriet Tubman, Harriet Tubman said, I freed 100 slaves, but I would have freed a whole lot more if they knew they were slaves. Don't get it twisted. So hold on.
Say, and make sure YouTube knows it. Report, 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 report. This person has a. Listen to what he has to say.
Report.
And make sure YouTube knows it. Report, 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 report. This person has a huge following of sociopaths. And ladies and gentlemen.
Hold up. I got a huge following of sociopaths. Yo, I'm not laughing at him, but it's just funny. I got a whole following of sociopaths. People that, when we deal with reality, we sociopath. We ain't never harmed nobody other than ourselves. We brought harm on ourselves. And we got a whole following of sociopaths. I got a whole following of sociopaths. Isn't this something? Isn't this shit special? Wow, this is crazy. Hold on, let me flip this around. One more again. Let me listen to this.
Close it. Report, 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 report. This person has a huge following of sociopaths, and ladies and gentlemen, they plan on doing just what he says. Everybody needs to care about this. If you don't, you're nothing worth even being on this planet. So, as he says, just listen to him. I'm not going to play any of his video, but he is a dangerous hate. Well, it's a hate crime, but he's a hateful person, and he hates you and me and everyone else that's not like him. What do we call that? We call that racism.
Pause. So let's just start with this. So that now you see how we try to, once again, sociopath, try to manipulate others to get on board to fit his narrative. Now, I don't care. You can't, not one video can sit there and show that I have any hatred for any other species. Speaking about your genetic makeup, like he said, anyone that doesn't share his genetic makeup, no, that's the lie. Because let me explain something to you. I don't have a problem with no one that's not living off of psychological and physical genocide. See, I have a problem with everyone that lives off of psychological and physical genocide. I even have a problem with my own brothers and sisters that have capitulated to psychological and physical genocide. See, I have a problem with that. Do I hate them? No, I don't. They hate themselves. I don't hate them. So how did you get that out? How did you get I have a hatred for people that doesn't look like me or aren't me? That's an outright lie. You know where that comes from? Again, a individual that is using a small portion of his brain that can't look beyond his own narrative. You can't see beyond anything that you have already been programmed. So it shows that you are stuck in your mammalian part of your brain and you can't grow and develop. And the only way you're going to grow and develop is that you have to fully see reality for what it is, because you have not accepted who you truly are. You have fully believed that it's natural for you don't even understand evolution, to be truthful and honest with you, because you can't sit there and tell me that people evolved from monkeys and there's monkeys still on the planet. You can't tell me that how did a zebrafish and a fruit fly actually could reproduce with one another? That doesn't make any sense, or a worm for that matter. So you're not even looking at your own genetic makeup, and you want to find hatred in me. But it's okay. I'm good with it. You can keep avoiding you all you want, because that's what you're doing. That's what everyone is doing, avoiding you. So again, people that even come into the chat that are bots or whatever the case may be, all you're doing is avoiding you. You're never going to escape the inevitable. You understand? And Terminator, what he say? Judgment Day is what? inevitable. You're never going to escape that. So regardless if you hear me speaking sun and cosmic talk, it don't matter. It's still going to take place. Everything that I was stating to you is going to take place. Not because I'm a prophet, because I opened my heart chakra and I genuinely asked Mother Universe based on how I was living before I became became self-aware of who I am. I genuinely had an open heart. So all it took for me is to see the truth in the truth. See, I put myself through all of the tests that I needed to put myself through. And now it's the ultimate test that I am now moving myself through. That's all it is. So you can call it what you want. So let me finish playing this right here so we can see this shit for ourselves.
It's a hate crime, but he's a hateful person. And he hates you and me and everyone else that's not like him. What do we call that? We call that racism. Racism. I want y'all to go to his video. Go to his video. If y'all want to be part of this, and what he wants to happen, because all 51,000 people and all 20,000 views in 2 days, less than 2 days, they want to be part of it. If y'all don't want this to happen to y'all better speak up, you pansies. He tells exactly how it's going down right here. Y'all thought I was kidding. I was being threatened by these groups that are planning on, I can't even use the words, but they're planning on sinister things, and he runs one of the major groups. Obama's even awarded this man some kind of distinguished medal. And if you listen to this video that came out less than 48 hours ago, what's funny is the only reason I found it is YouTube's pushing it. YouTube's pushing it, ladies and gentlemen, which after you watch the video, you'll be in awe. Let's just say, they're coming after you, not me. And I'm just here between the two of y'all. Does that sound familiar? Except for I'm not kidding. This guy is a sociopath, and, well, he's racist. The list goes on and on and on. If y'all saw what he preaches, it is scarier than anything I've ever seen. So, well, Magoosin, we'll see what happens. The mesmeric. This is not what he preaches, okay? And I believe that might occur, might not. They have a big plan. I mean, people that think they're different from you because of their skin tone. Racism, right? Racism.
Pause. You see? This is what every eukaryotic cell organism pushes out to us. And what we must understand at this particular time is that's nothing but fear and manipulation. I am not different from you because of my skin tone. My DNA determines your phenotype. Hair color, eyes, skin, your physical attributes. Your DNA determines that. So that way you can understand that. James Coughlin and all other species, your DNA determines how. So let me give you an example. When you were first in your first stages of the embryo, as an embryo, right? You are already predetermined how you were going to look at 25, 30, 40, 50 years old. Only thing is, if you alter your genetic, plastic surgery, eating completely unhealthy, if you alter your genetics, other than that, it's already predetermined. Your skin color, your hair, your eye color, your physical attributes, where your organs are going to be placed, all of that is already predetermined. So this has nothing to do with skin color, because there are light-skinned black people on this fucking planet. Just for you understand that. There are light-skinned black people on this planet. Or you could say brown light skin. You understand? Not yellow skin. Our skin is not made of mucous membranes. Our skin feels different to all other skin. If you ever rub our skin feels smooth. It has this type of texture, like it's like silk. But when you touch other people's skin, it's like dry, it's chippy, it's like kind of rough, because it's not. Their skin is made of what you consider mucous membranes, like when somebody got chapped lips and it's dry all the time and you see it's breaking up. This is why you see these cuts and stuff, these little small blisters on their bodies. So it's not something that I'm making up. It's happening even more now because the little bit of water that's in your body is being dried up by the neutrino beams. So now you saying that I got hate based off the color of my skin. That has nothing to do with it. I don't have no hate at all. But I'm also intellectually sharp to understand and understand that my skin color does not play the major role. It's the genetic makeup that makes my skin color. It's my genos that makes my skin color, not my skin color. This has nothing to do with your skin color. This is the genetics that make up your phenotype. So once you understand that and grab a book outside of what's being already sent to you or told to you, then guess what? You will be better as a human species on the planet. Hold on, let me reverse this one more again. Let me finish out with him.
They have a big plan for you guys that starts very soon. Feeding time is almost here, and he's preaching it. Hate speech. They actually warn against this. You can't incite violence through your videos, but YouTube chooses to do nothing about it. Well, I've complained 100.
Wait a second. How about inciting videos that what goes around come around? That people gonna be short of food, no vegetation, and they're gonna perform cannibalism, and that there is a group of species that are touching down and setting up all around the planet that's also gonna be eating people on the planet as well. How is that when you have a video in Peru of a fucking whole village being terrorized by 7-foot beings that bullets is not harming them. No primitive weapon is harming them. Then you had about a month and a half or 2 months before that, a ship drop off several extraterrestrials in the back of a Las Vegas home, and these people saw these creatures, and these entities just disappeared. And one of the persons said when he looked them in the eye, he became frozen. He couldn't move. So where is the hate speech, bro? It's all good though. Let me flip this around.
Times, watch this video. If it doesn't totally disgust you, you're just a fool and a sheeple. That's it. That's it. One of the most important videos from the last 48 hours that you'll ever see. This proves everything I told y'all, period, about 2024, 2025, and what the plan is for you guys. And the funny thing is, all the disenfranchised losers at YouTube are pushing this guy so he gets millions of views. That's 20,000 on one video. I don't have anything like that in 24 hours. Y'all better watch out. Y'all better complain. If you don't, look, YouTube took subscribers away. Isn't that funny? Not really, because they know what I'm about to do. I've already complained to them, and I've actually raised several questions about this crap. And y'all need to get on the bandwagon, or y'all are the fools. Y'all are the fools. Get him taken down immediately. This is against every guideline and rule that YouTube has, and everything against God's nation. He claims to be godlike, right? As they all do. Devils. Devil in disguise right here. Right? Kelly, devil worshiper in disguise, and he doesn't look at you the same way he looks at himself. Remember that. Complain, hit the 3 buttons, you moron.
Look, hold up, wait a minute, hold on. He doesn't look at you like he look at himself. Hit the 3 buttons, you morons. Hold the fuck up. He just got finished talking to his own people. Hold up. He doesn't look at you. Kali, my aunt Amin Ra, the devil, doesn't look at you like he look at himself. Hit the 3 buttons, you morons. He called his own people morons. So how the fuck do you look at them? This is how you know when you're dealing with someone under serious Stockholm syndrome, people. But anyway, I don't look at, first of all, let me just explain something to you, James Coughlin. Do honeybees look at flies like they're fucking flies, like flies and honeybees? Do hippopotamus look at crocodiles like they hippopotamus? Do deers or buffaloes, excuse me, do buffaloes look at lions like they lions? I'm asking a question. Do elephants look at fucking giraffes like they're giraffes? No, they don't. So what are you talking about? So understand and understand something. No species in nature looks at another species as the same as it. You see, in the moment that one species starts to look at the other species as it is that species, the original species don't have a reason to be here. So now look at my people, James Coughlin. Look at my brothers and sisters. I just want you to take a look at my brothers and sisters for 1 second, Mr. James Coughlin. Just look at us for 1 second. Look at this. Look at my so-called mother of humanity. Do you see how beautiful and luxurious her real hair is? Her afro, how she can braid her hair in all type of styles. And let me just tell you something, just in case you're not paying attention to it, James Coughlin, go look at your movies like sorcery movies, or go look at the movie Troy. Go look at the movie Troy, and the most strongest and the most powerful fighting team, Brad Pitt was a part of that, and they called themselves the Marmoners, right? AKA a lion group. It was considered a lion group. They were dressed in all black. And then what did Brad Pitt have in his hair? He had a braid inside of his hair. Most of the people that play us on television and use who we are, our strengths, they have braids in their hair. They have plaits inside of their hair. Just understand that. So now look at my people today. Look at my mother of humanity. You know what I'm saying? Look at how she puts in your hair, your grade of hair inside of her hair. And then look at what is causing her ovarian cancer. Look at my brothers today. Believe that they need to have a business in order for them to be successful in life. Look at them. They believe that they have to have a certain amount of money in order for them to be successful in life. Or they become selfish and they believe that they are above their own brothers and sisters because their house, their square box is bigger than them. Their square vehicle is better than their square vehicle. You understand? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having nice stuff because I have nice stuff. But what I don't do is look down on those that decided that for any unfortunately reason that they wanted to stay in the position that they were in. So that's another thing. Like for example, like my rappers, how they rap on how James Coughlin, how they rap, they push this music all through our community. You know what I'm saying? The rappers talk about going in and doing X, Y, and Z to so-called black women. Well, all of that is a direct result of physical and psychological genocide. All of that is a direct result of that. And and if you look at my so-called mother of humanity, you see her with the claws on her hands. You see her with the high heels on that look like the same, the look like the goat feet. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's supposed to look like, the goat feet. Because this is how Pindar feet look. It look just like the Moloch. His feet look just like a goat feet. So this is why she had to wear the high heel pump shoes. This is why, and then she has the long hair and she has the claws on side of her on her hands. And if you look at that, that's all self-hate. That's all destruction. Where did that come from, James Coughlin? Huh? How did my people go from harmonizing with the planet, walking around looking natural, to now looking like or trying to look like the so-called white woman? How did that happen? How did that take place? Can you answer that for me? I hope you can answer my question because I sent you a message on your thing and see if you would go live. Hold on, let me flip this around so we can finish this and then I'm out here.
If not, you're going to be in the same predicament that South Africa's in very shortly. If you listen to the video and see how many people chime in, you'll see what's going on in America. It's what I told you it was. Period. All right, over to space weather, if that's possible.
Oh man, it's a beautiful time to be alive. Listen, James Coughlin or anybody else, is nothing that you can do about it. You had your opportunity to stop doing what you was doing and actually harmonize with the people on the planet and actually build a bond with your own species, but you didn't. You took direction and order from a whole group of species that looked like you and shared your genetic makeup, but you didn't understand or refuse to accept that this right here is nothing but a suit. See, I am the soul that inhabits the suit, the soul that takes a smaller version of the sun, which is neuromelanin. You can look this up. Neuromelanin is condensed sunlight. Neuromelanin produce the same particles that the sun do. So understand, atoms come off of our neuromelanin. So we actually charges our suit. Inside of your atom, there is a nucleus in there that holds majority of your DNA. And that DNA is consist of other animal DNA spliced together, placed together using organelles and internal membranes to keep it organized and to say what part of this what part of this genome code that I need, what part of this genome sequence that I need to take in order to make this liver, this heart, this kidney, the eyes, the hair. This is what this is. So, and it's called heterozygous and homozygous. And these are called alleles. Alleles are gene sequences. So it's called homozygous and homozygous and heterozygous. Excuse me, I apologize. I don't know. I was talking about heterosexual, heterozygous and homozygous, and that right there, these come from alleles, and these alleles are gene sequences that are inside of their DNA that literally determines how the phenotype is going to look, how the specimen that the baby is going to look. Now, when you talk about, you spoke about this many years and you said what was coming to America, I have told people 4 and 5 years ago what's happening and what's coming to America. America is going to get it the worst because they still have the golden race in custody. Just so that you understand and overstand that America is going to get it the worst because you still have the golden race in custody. But the lights, the internet, all of this stuff is going to get shut down first because there is going to be other species that are on the planet, and we're going to get introduced to another species on this planet. More importantly, we're going to get introduced to the creator of the eukaryotic cell, the one who literally was behind all of the genetic grafting on the planet that made plants, insects, and even dogs and cats and even human life, because you was the last specimen that was created and had to gain the intelligence on how to keep the eukaryotic cell organism together to make a whole organism. So it had practice with all other life on the planet before it started to create you. And you fail to realize that or accept this. You can call it hate speech all you want, but YouTube know that I'm telling the truth. Any doctor, any basic biologist or geneticist or botanist or solo physicist will sit there and be like, yo, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. Black people biosynthesize the sun. We literally eat the sun. We convert the sun into chemical energy. Everyone else photosynthesize the sun. And because these particles, these charged particles, ionized particles are coming so fast and so repeatedly from the sun, that these people is having trouble with synthesizing that energy. And more importantly, ionized particles do not go anywhere. They do not go anywhere. They stick with the host for the entirety of the host's life. Now, what happens is over time, it starts to break down the host. It has residual effects. And later in life, it's called malignancy. And malignancy is nothing but cancer tumor cells that later on starts to develop. So like right now on the planet, everybody looking around saying that, oh, the sun is not doing this, the sun is not burning all these people up, this, that, and the third. No, it's not. But what's happening, you're not looking at what's happening on a cellular level. On a cellular level, they are changing anatomically, and you are not paying attention to it because you still see it out in the open, Sarah acting like Sarah, but you don't know what Sarah is doing when she's home alone by herself, or she's sitting in there with her other family members and they all acting cuckoo and crazy because they can't control their impulsivity, what is happening with them. They cannot change, they cannot control it. It's getting hard and hard for them to control their impulses. So understand and overstand, my brothers and sisters, and what's happening on the planet. The first thing that you got to do is you got to love and value your genetic makeup. And when you love and value your genetic makeup, you don't find hatred in no other species. You actually allow that other species to grow and flourish and be on their own. And guess what? When that species grow and flourish and be on their own, they inadvertently help you. Like honeybees, they pollinate They pollinate your food and they create honey. Honey is good for you. It's protein and honey is very nutritional. And not only that, honey lasts forever. It doesn't rot. It doesn't mold. So this is how powerful honeybees is. And honeybees was carved on the pyramids. Wasps do the same thing. Wasps fertilize your plants as well. And also they keep your crops clean too. So they're naturally pesticides. Wasps are naturally pesticides. But guess what? They got us killing wasps now across the planet because again, this entity on the planet want everything in complete reverse. But it's all going back and it's only going to come down. It's only going to be worse for the people that actually want to continue to hold this fucking lie up. No one is hating y'all. No one. I don't want to see anything happen to y'all. And to be honest with you, if it was a little Asian girl, a little Arab girl or white girl was right there and somebody was trying to snatch that girl up, ain't no way in the world that you couldn't do nothing to a child on my watch. But guess what? If it's a black child right there, I'm going to go get my black child first. I got to go get my child first. My child has to be protected first. And then once I know that my child is safe and secure, and I don't mean my child like I literally had to, that got to be my bloodline, but that's my universal bloodlines because every so-called black person on this planet is magnetically connected to one another. So every child on this planet is mine. Better fucking believe that. Every child, I am a part of every child. And I'm never trying to take the role of a father or somebody else or a parent or somebody else. But I tell you one thing, how we used to live back in the day, when a child came outside, that was everybody motherfucking child. Nobody child was left out there, oh, that ain't my child, oh, that ain't my child. You see, that's the attitude that we have right now, a selfish attitude. And because we have that attitude, this is why we are divided. Divided, we are conquered. Together, we can't be conquered at all. So I appreciate each and every last one of y'all and understand and overstand, my brothers and sisters. This is only the beginning. I told y'all this feeding time is almost here. Just understand the same way we lived in fear, our babies lived in fear driving down the street. Oh, we ain't got insurance or our registration or we look suspicious. How about that? We look suspicious. Guess what? There is an entity that's on this planet that's going to be like, oh, you niggas smell suspicious. See that odor going to be coming off of you. Oh, you smell suspicious and you smell delicious too. Suspicious and delicious. Suspicious and delicious. Absolutely on the planet. So you get mad at me all you want. I have no hatred for you, but oh well. You know what I mean? People, and another thing they talk about, YouTube is shooting a video and letting the video spin. No, they not. YouTube is not letting the video spin. It's just people are clicking on it and watching the video. Because if you really want to know the video that YouTube really blocked, every time I show the pulsating sun, every time I show the green orb, every time I show the blue Kachina, every time I do the UV index update, they seem to always make those videos disappear. So YouTube is picking and choosing what videos they allow to get out. And people at this particular time are just saying, you know what, I need to watch this. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Not because I'm teaching them, but I am reminding them. Understand and overstand this is our home, one of many. I value each and every last one of y'all. Woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light. Each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama'at Amen Ra, God gene for life. Here we go. Sunblood, sunblood, sunblood. I am not black. It's not about one love. It's about whole love. Peace, abundance, and gratitude to you all.